Hello, and welcome to the Powered by Factum podcast. Today, we're going to talk about community. So there's a lot of conversation around, hey, join our organization, we do this, or we provide this. One of the things we love to talk about with potential advisors or agents that want to join Factum is, what does community look like? What does your community look like for you? And more importantly, what is your vision and goal, and how do you achieve it? That's always the focus. And when we talk about Powered by Factum, there's a lot of different things we can talk about, and you're going to hear about those on this podcast in a lot of different ways. Because again, we have a tremendous CRM that people are willing to pay thousands and thousands of dollars for. We have just a lot of videos, a lot of content that you can educate your clients on, which is all great stuff. And you're welcome to hop onto factumfinancial.com, take a look around, request a interview with myself or with Kyle, just to say, hey, is this someplace I belong? But one of the things that is hard to put a dollar amount on, it's hard to get a feel for and so one of the exercises we do at the end of the year is, and we do this periodically during the year as well, so don't think it's just at the end of the year, but we have an exercise called the 5-circle exercise. And really what this is designed to do is try to help us focus and see what abundance looks like in all 5 areas of our life. Now, this isn't unique to us. There's some organizations that do something very similar to it, but we spend a lot of time talking about this. This is actually a lead in to our presentations. We will go over this. When you come to our wealth seminars, we'll spend a couple hours doing this. So it's not something that we say in passing that we get lip service to. We truly believe that in order to lead a perfect life, you need to have an abundance in 5 areas. And so one of those 5 areas is spiritual. Whatever spiritual looks like to you, whatever your creator is, whatever your relationship, because everything is dependent on relationships, and relationships drive everything we do in life. They need to drive everything we do in life. So your relationship with your creator, your relationship with whatever you believe is that spirit that leads you to be that higher power of yourself, the higher vision of yourself, you have to have a good relationship, and you have to have kind of a vivid vision for what that looks like. Because if you don't, you're not going to drive yourself to that spot. You're going to drift, and you're really never going to get to that point. So we take the time to talk about, what does that look like for you individually? And quite frankly, it can be personal, and a lot of people will share what that looks like for them. And next part of that is like, we look for action and accountability. Hey, are we meeting that? Are we scoring a 10 on those areas? If not, what's the one thing we can do to get better in that area? And we list it out. And if you want to bring it to the organization, want to bring it to the group and let you talk about it, there's a tremendous amount of people that probably have the same issue. So they're willing to hear that. And that's the same issue I'm having. That's where I want to improve myself. And so get together as a group and have that discussion, because again, this is the community that we're forming. So the next area that we're going to talk about is the personal aspect. So what does the personal aspect mean to you? The personal area of your life. Who is the person that you want to be? Who is the ideal vision of the person you want to be? What does abundance look like in that area? And again, it goes back to relationship. What's the relationship with you and yourself? Are you happy? Is it going where you want it to go? If it's not a 10 in that area, where can you find improvement? And what action can I take today? And who can I enlist to help hold me accountable? These are all things we have a discussion about. Now, again, is this unique to Factum? No, but I can tell you, my 35 years being in the industry, this is a bit unique to the industry, because it's always about numbers. It's always about money. When in all reality, that's the least important thing that we can talk about. Because again, it comes back to, what kind of relationship do I have with myself? Am I leading the life I need to lead to become that person that I want to become? And that starts with, how am I doing in the personal circle? Family. So the next circle is the family circle. How are we serving our family? Everybody's family might look a little different. The dynamics can be a little bit different. Are you serving your family? Do you have somebody else that you rely on, that you depend on, or somebody else that depends on you? That is your family. And how are you serving them? What kind of relationship you have? We all know people that are extremely wealthy, made a lot of money because they focused on just one area, but their family life is in tatters. It's destroyed. They have no relationship. They've been divorced, no relationship with their kids. I've seen it, and we've all probably seen it with people that are super successful in their fields, but they're not successful. They don't have abundance in their family area. And again, so then we come to the financial area. We're going to talk about, are you seeing abundance in the financial area? And if not, where can we find improvements? And then what can we do to meet those improvements in an immediate basis? We use our wealth scorecard with our clients and ourselves to really start wrapping all that together. Are we finding abundance in those areas, the financial areas of our lives? So think about that from the last time you had a discussion with anybody in the financial world. Are they talking about abundance, or are they just talking about dollars and cents? Because dollars and cents aren't the important thing. It's about the abundance, what it can do for you. It's the tool that allows you to find abundance in all these other areas. And this goes back to your occupation. Are you satisfied? Are you happy? Are you finding a tremendous amount of abundance doing what you're doing, or are you just doing it for the paycheck? And what kind of relationship do you have with your business or your occupation? Does it consume you? Does it take away from your family? Or does it support and add to your family? And those are questions that we ask ourselves every day. I know people that they can work 24/7. Their occupation consumes them. But then if they do that, they're out of balance with the rest of those areas. Now, again, it doesn't have to be a perfect balance because it ebbs and it flows. But you also have to understand that, and again, it comes back down to awareness. What kind of relationship we have with our job or with our business? Is it where we want it to be? And if not, what does abundance look like? And how can we find abundance? And when we do find abundance, how much more fun are we going to have? And so as you think about, do I belong? Is this an area that I would want to look at? Is Factum a place where I want to put my flag? Think about it from the 5 areas, right? Think about it from the occupation side, from the financial side, from the family side, from the personal side, and the spiritual side. Do you have a community that helps you grow abundance in all those 5 areas? And if that's the conversation we're having, and it's not about the dollars and cents, think about how much more fun you're going to have and really how much quicker you can grow to the person that you want to be. So again, check us out, factumfinancial.com. Love to have a deeper conversation if you say, hey, maybe this is the place that I need to have a home because your values align with my values. And that's really all we're talking about. And we just try to break the values down in those 5 areas so they're easier to manage and easier to see if I'm getting out of line with where I need to be. So reach out to us. Happy to have a conversation. Thank you.